The Forgotten World. The Forgotten World. Pluto reimagined. A transformation from a silent shadow into a living frontier. For decades, it drifted at the edge of imagination. A trembling spark, faint and distant, lost in the endless gulf of night. A lonely wanderer wrapped in frost and silence. Sailing through a sea of darkness where sunlight arrives as dust. Beyond the last familiar orbit, where Neptune's blue light fades into nothing, Pluto waited, small, cold, and endlessly patient. It was the final whisper before true interstellar dark. Less a planet than a question mark. A wandering spark haunting the edge of vision. A world so distant that even the warmth of the sun was no more than a sigh against its frozen skin. Telescopes on Earth could barely touch it. Generations of astronomers saw only a moving dot, a pin of light drifting across the black tapestry of the stars. They mapped its course, measured its orbit, but its face, its color, its heart, all remained hidden. To the human imagination, Pluto became an idea. A myth between science and story. A symbol of distance itself. For nearly a century, it was seen as a leftover, a cosmic remnant from the solar system's birth. Made of ice, dust, and forgotten chemistry. Drifting at the sun's faintest reach. Too small to command attention. Too distant to inspire warmth. To most, Pluto was a world without a heartbeat. A frozen echo at the edge of existence. Silent, still, and forgotten. Even its discovery in 1930 was an act of determination. A young astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh searched the heavens by hand, comparing photographic plates night after night. Until one day, a spark shifted between frames. A tiny motion across the void. And humanity gained a new world. For a moment, the outer darkness felt a little closer. Pluto became the ninth planet. The proud sentinel of the solar frontier. Textbooks celebrated it. Artists imagined its frozen plains. Children memorized its name, the world beyond all worlds. But admiration fades. And time reveals truth. Larger telescopes showed its smallness. Its dim light barely whispering across the cosmic dark. Compared to Jupiter's grandeur and Neptune's radiant blue, Pluto seemed fragile, an outsider clinging to identity. It was cold beyond comprehension. Temperatures plunged hundreds of degrees below zero. Sunlight took more than 5 hours to arrive, spreading weakly across a surface locked in eternal twilight. Astronomers realized Pluto was different. Its orbit stretched and tilted, sometimes closer to the Sun than Neptune, sometimes flung far into the dark. A wanderer unbound by convention. A rebel among planets. But rebellion comes with a price. In 2006, the world changed its rules. The International Astronomical Union voted. And in a few sentences, Pluto lost its crown. No longer the ninth planet, now a dwarf planet among the icy debris of the Kuiper Belt. To scientists, it was a technical correction. To dreamers, it was heartbreak. Children felt betrayed. Astronomers felt loss. It was as if a light in the night sky had dimmed. Pluto had fallen from grace. Its title stripped. Its legacy rewritten. Its name reduced to a footnote. Yet while the world turned away, Pluto remained, circling faithfully through the deep. And in that great silence, the universe prepared its redemption. Because the cosmos never truly forgets its wonders. Every world waits for the right eyes to see it anew. And those eyes arrived, golden and perfect, mirrors polished to atomic precision. The James Webb Space Telescope. Humanity's most powerful vision in space. A gaze capable of piercing dust and distance. of seeing warmth where no sunlight shines. When it turned toward Pluto, toward that faint, forgotten world, the cosmos answered with revelation. What it saw was not a relic, not a ghost, but the stirring heartbeat of a living world. The exile was ready to be crowned anew. And at the edge of the sun's light, Pluto prepared to tell its real story. The story of a world that refused to. The living frontier. Pluto was not silent. It was alive. Alive with motion, color, and quiet power. Its cracked and sculpted surface whispered of hidden energy below. Convective ice moved in slow, silent waves, a frozen heartbeat echoing beneath the dark. Colors spread across its plains, reds, grays, and pale gold, painted by nitrogen, methane, and carbon dioxide. This was no dull rock. It was a frozen canvas, a masterpiece shaped by alien chemistry and time. At its center stretched Sputnik Planitia, a vast heart-shaped plain glistening beneath thin sunlight. Beneath that ice, Webb found hints of an ocean. A secret sea sealed beneath miles of frost, still warmed by Pluto's inner heat. If that water remains, then the first condition for life endures. Could life exist so far from the sun's warmth? Astrobiologists began to wonder. Mountains of solid water ice rise like frozen giants. Vast plains show no craters, proof that Pluto's surface is reborn again and again. Beneath it all, faint radioactive heat stirs its core, sending glaciers of nitrogen drifting across the plains. Pluto is not a fossil. It is evolving. It is restless. It breathes. It remembers. And it is not alone. Beside it moves Charon, its great moon. Locked in a perfect dance, they orbit a shared center of gravity. Invisible tides twist and stretch their crusts, carving canyons, raising ridges, exchanging energy through endless motion. Even Charon's red hue may come from Pluto's escaping gases, falling as ancient dust upon its surface. They are not two worlds, but one story, written across the dark. Above them, a thin atmosphere rises and falls with the rhythm of the seasons. Frozen gases lift into a fragile sky, then fall again as frost. A cycle of creation and collapse, unique in all the solar system. Within that veil drift tholins, reddish organic molecules born from broken methane. They stain Pluto and Charon with the colors of alien life. Perhaps they are more than pigment, perhaps they are seeds of something waiting to awaken. If warmth, water, and chemistry converge beneath the ice, then even this distant world could cradle the smallest spark of life. Future explorers may seek that truth. Orbiters. Landers. Perhaps one day, a probe that touches the buried sea itself. The journey will be long. The distance almost unimaginable. But what waits there could change how we see life in the universe, forever. Even now, Pluto continues to surprise. Though small, it interacts with the solar wind in ways no one predicted. A faint shimmer of charged particles dances across its thin air. It is not a relic. It is a frontier. A beacon of curiosity and endurance standing at the edge of the sun's light. Could its hidden ocean shelter life? Could its chemistry echo distant exoplanets circling faint stars? For now, the answers remain buried beneath the ice. But one truth endures: Pluto's story is far from over. It will keep challenging what we know. Keep calling us to look deeper. And keep reminding us that even in the coldest dark, wonder never dies.